Hey guys, welcome into the video, and in today's video we're going to be discussing buff, nerfs, additions into the game that will make the game more balanced and fun to play. So let's get started. First operator we're going to be talking about today is glass. A glass needs to be nerfed in a way. The best way and the simplest way to nerf him is to take away his gas grenades. Now he has to rely on his team to provide smoke cover in order to utilize his special ability. I think this would be only fair to glass players and also would make him somewhat useful. If you want to use this special ability, if you want to take this advantage into your benefits, you have to ask your teammates, hey, throw away smoke so so you can plant, I can watch you, etc. I think this would make him very balanced and in a very good spot. Moving on to the next operator. The next operator is Blackbeard. Blackbeard needs two buffs exactly. His MK17 needs more damage, at least 45, at least. And his ADS time without the shield on needs to be less because a lot of times I pick someone, I lose both of my shields, I get a kill or two. Now I'm stuck with the slow ADS time even without my shield. It does not make sense, and I think that Ubisoft should look into that. Now, okay, moving on to the next operator. IQ. A very good way to buff IQ, and this is my own personal idea, is to have her gadget scan enemy gadget, meaning she can scan three gadgets, and when she scans a gadget, it will ping every other gadget that she scans 4 times on a period of 12 seconds, meaning that she can ping the gadget 3 times over 12 seconds. She scans a Capcan trap or a Valkyrie Mira. Okay, now you're gonna know the position of that Valkyrie cam or that Capcan trap for the next 12 seconds. You better watch out or take it out. It's pretty simple, and I think this will be a very good way to buff IQ, and it will make her the equivalent of a jackal but for tools and gadgets only. Moving on to the next operator. Buck needs a recoil buff on his C8 because sometimes the gun would bounces all over the place. I think this buff is needed on console more than PC. I think that Ubisoft should add this buff or this modification in the recoil pattern for the C8 on the technical test servers and see how it works out. I understand that the technical test servers are only on PC, but they should really look into that because the recoil pattern on the C8 is somewhat unpredictable and even sometimes unmanageable on for full auto fire. I understand that you have to tap fire on a distance, but sometimes the recoil is just ridiculous and it does not really suit the gun, uh, given that the damage is not that great. So I think they should look into that. Okay, for the next operator, I think this is the most important buff that needs to happen right now. The operator's castle. His castle barricades needs to like obtain or to be effective against two specific operator, fuse and glass. If I want to hide behind a castle barricade on a window or whatever, I don't want to get fused, and this fuse player is happy because now he can fuse me and I can't really even destroy his cluster charge, because unless you like shoot right at it, you can't do the same exact thing that you do on a normal barricaded window or even on a wall or whatever when you shoot randomly. And because there is nothing that the cluster charge attaches itself to, it got destroyed. So I think that fuse can't be like he can't be able to cluster charge castle barricades safely. I think it should give him the message a non-destructible and he can't fuse it. The second part of this buff regarding castle barricades is the glass can't really take down his barricade with only 5 shots. That's a huge nerf to castle, and I don't think he should be able to take down his castle barricade no matter what. I think that the whole aspect of putting a castle barricade is to be safe, is to be protected from fuse, bullets, enemy fire, etc. If I am behind a castle barricade on a window or a door, I should be able to hear someone who is trying to sledge it or throw a nade or even try to put a breaching charge. Even Ash, which is a direct counter to castle, you have like a window of a second or maybe a tad more where you know that okay, there is a breaching charge that just got fired into this castle barricade, I better move. A cluster charge, unless you are right next to it, you can't really do anything except blowing up the like the castle barricade, which I think this is bullshit. I think that the castle barricade should not be able to take it down with glass or be fused. Basically, it's a bulletproof panel. It should act on that, like on that name. It's a bulletproof. Nothing can penetrate that panel. And also, I think they should name its. I think they should change its name to I don't know, something like dragon skin. It's just an idea. Okay, moving on to the next operator. The next one is pretty simple. I think Frost should have 3 barbed wire instead of 2, because it will go along nicely with her gadget. She has 3 traps, 3 barbed wire. She can put barbed wire on each trap, and this will give you a lot of like tolerance because okay, I'm gonna put 1 trap here, I'm gonna put some barbed wire at the end of the hallway, I'm gonna put 2 barbed wire on 2 uh, bear traps or welcome mat or whatever you call it, and it will be a nice addition to Frost. It's not gonna make her pick rate like through the roof, but it should, I mean, it would make sense that she has 3 barbed wire instead of 2 because she has 3 bear traps. Okay, the next one is regarding 3 weapons in particular, and I got this game around season 3, which till this day I don't understand why the FMG9, the 9mm C1, and the M12 does not have access to a holo sight. It does not make sense. Even someone on Reddit, I posted like a a post about it a few days ago. He said there is no Picatinny rail on the C1 on the 9mm C1. Well, there is a Picatinny rail on the FMG9 and the M12, so should be able to put a holographic sight on them. I don't know. I think this is a bullshit, like it's a bullshit feature in the game. You can't put a holo sight on these guns for a bullshit reason. You should have a holographic sight on them. It's only a one-time sight. I'm not asking that you give me an ACOG or even a Russian scope or sight. I think they should add it in the game, and it will make the game more balanced and more completed. Okay, moving on to the next thing. The next thing is somewhat of a, I don't know, it's something that you don't see a lot of people talking about, especially PC players, which is the P90. The P90 is a bit of an underdog between the SMGs, although it is the 4th highest SMG regarding uh, rate of fire, which is 970. The first being the SMG-12, second is the Chris Victor, third is the Baron 9, and the fourth is the P90. I think one of two things should happen. One, more damage to the weapon, buff the damage from 21 to 23 or even 24, although 23 it will put the P90 in a good spot, or reduce the recoil of that gun in order to be able to land more bullets on target, and it would make sense since this gun has so little damage to offer. I think if Ubisoft decided to do one of the two, the gun will be in a very good state, and you might even see the pick rate of this particular gun go a bit higher. Okay, for the next operator, it's a pretty simple one, and I have seen this being requested all over Reddit and YouTube basically. Jaeger's ADS needs to get above one of the two. First, either give each ADS one more anti-grenade, meaning that instead of firing two, you can now fire three, or give him a whole new ADS. Instead of now having three ADS, now he is going to have four ADS. I think it should be good. Not only it would counter the smoke grenades, the flash grenades, I mean every other operator basically, it will directly counter fuse now since he has 6 bugs and 3 cluster charges. So it would be a nice addition to the game, and it would make sense. And finally, I think this should be implemented within the next season or the mid-season reinforcement. I think that they should make Capcane a 2-speed 2-armor operator. It only makes sense. He is a trapper operator, and he will benefit greatly from that extra speed in order to place down his traps in a more of a strategic location or somewhere where the enemy does not expect to be any sort of or type of trap there. The way to balance that is just take away his C4, give him uh, an like a shield or some barbed wire. I think he already has a shield, so barbed wire would be quite useful. I mean, he should be very good. I mean, he is a trap operator, so it makes sense for a trap operator to have some speed, but not a whole lot, because you don't want him placing a trap across the map and getting an easy kill that way. And this is it for today's video. If you have any questions and suggestions, basically anything, write them down in the comment. I'm gonna post this video onto Reddit and see guys what you think about it. I know the video is a tad long, and I do apologize for that, but as you can tell, we have a lot to cover. And so guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video.